You know, some of the most important stories are the ones hidden right in plain sight, even in places we think of as paradise. Today, we're going to uncover one of those stories from the Cayman Islands, a story about a really critical need and the powerful vision to meet it. Let's just start with a fact that is as simple as it is shocking. Get this. In the entire Cayman Islands, there is no dedicated professional facility for women who are trying to recover from addiction. That single gap in the system, well, it's the reason we're telling this whole story. So, to really understand why this is such a huge deal, we first have to look at the problem head on. We've got to talk about the shadow of addiction that exists even in such a beautiful community. Yeah, this is not some surface level problem. What the research shows is that addiction among women here is deeply, deeply tied to other big issues. We're talking poverty, abuse, and really tough living situations. And these things don't just lead to addiction. They create this vicious cycle that makes it almost impossible to recover without the right kind of support. So you see, women are facing these massive compounding barriers. There's a serious lack of resources, there's the social stigma, that shadow of addiction, and without a safe, supportive place to go, the risk of relapse is just dangerously high. It's basically a perfect storm of obstacles. And all these barriers stacking up, well, it leads to a pretty devastating conclusion. For so many women who are looking for help, there is just simply nowhere to turn. The reality on the ground is that the handful of recovery facilities that do exist, they're designed and run mostly for men. And while that's vital work, it leaves this huge gap in the system. And the result is that women who desperately need help are left without a lifeline. They're just cast adrift, right at the most vulnerable point in their lives. This quote really brings the human side of this into sharp focus. We're not just talking about statistics or buildings, We're talking about real people. Women who are actively yearning for a place where they can do more than just survive, but where they can actually heal and thrive. But out of this challenge, a vision has started to take shape. And this is where the story really pivots from the problem to a powerful, hopeful solution called Phoenix House. So who's behind this? It's an organization called the Bridge Foundation. Their mission is crystal clear: provide safe, supervised places where people can rebuild their lives. And that means learning crucial life skills, everything from managing money to healthy ways to cope, all to break that cycle of reoffending. They are laser-focused on creating real, lasting change. And here it is. This is the vision for Phoenix House. I mean, look at that. It's so much more than a concept. This image shows a place of peace, of community, of dignity. It's designed from the ground up to be a sanctuary, a place where women can finally start the hard work of rebuilding. Okay, so a vision is one thing, but making it real is something else entirely. And this project isn't just some pipe dream, it's a promise. And it's a promise that's founded on proven success and a really concrete plan. Now, this part is absolutely crucial. The Bridge Foundation has done this before. They actually ran a temporary women's home for over a year, and it was a huge success. They had women graduate who are still clean and sober today. So they've already proven that this model works. This timeline really tells a story of incredible resilience. They started, they proved the concept worked, but then they lost their leased building. But that setback didn't stop them. No way. It just fueled the mission to find a permanent solution, which all led up to them finally buying land in April 2024. And now, the goal is to break ground by the end of 2025. And hey, it's not just the foundation that sees how important this is. The Cayman Islands Conditional Release Board itself calls their services an essential part of the release process. That's a powerful endorsement that just shows how vital this work is for the whole community. So what's next? The path forward is really clear and professional. Step 1, finalize the architectural designs and get them approved. Step 2, prepare the site and start construction. And then the final, most important step, opening the doors to a lasting haven for the women of Cayman. This is a real project with a clear path to getting it done. And this brings us to the final part of our explainer. Because this isn't just a project for one organization to handle, it's really framed as an invitation for the entire community to get involved in rebuilding lives. The progress is already so tangible. The land has been purchased. This isn't some abstract idea anymore. The literal foundation for this project is already set. This milestone makes the whole vision feel so real and proves it's already well underway. And really, this is the why it matters. Supporting Phoenix House isn't just about putting up a building. It's an investment that creates a ripple effect.
It transforms individual lives, which then strengthens families, which ultimately helps build a safer, healthier community for everyone.
And so we end with this question. Phoenix House is about so much more than recovery. It's about providing access and opportunity and hope where there wasn't any before. It's a chance to answer the question of what happens when a community decides together to build a door for those who've been locked out for way too long.